off of my Wi-Fi. Yeah, turn the Bluetooth. There we go. That'll make the audio much better. Hey, what's going on? Good morning, everybody. Shout out to you. I promise I wish I was creating drywall texture art today. Shout out to Tree Squeak from yesterday who purchased 2 pieces. Awesome. I appreciate that. We're going to be doing a lot more of that as well, too. Shout out to everybody who was a part of that. But anyways, here we are, up in the truck. Like I said, I would have much rather been in the lab creating some drywall artwork today. But should I even say that? Because we do have some work today. We're getting ready to be on the job. I'm waiting for Gene and Jason to show up and meet me at Lowe's so we can go grab the materials and go bust out an entire ceiling drywall job. That's what we're getting ready to go do today. But yeah, man, unfreaking believable. That dumbass Fiesta Bowl yesterday, man, I knew it was over. I knew it was over in the first quarter for Ole Miss. I knew it was over for them. And I lost a substantial amount of money last night. Well, I lost $200 betting on that game, man. I bet with my heart. You never do that. And you never believe in the Cinderella story when it comes to the college playoffs, like the college football playoffs. You never believe in that. Go back a couple of years ago when it was TCU in the finals with, Georgia or whoever they were in there with, and they got absolutely, freaking beat down from the seat down. So, just a sad situation for Ole Miss. Miami certainly is the better team right now, and I mean, look at their resume. They beat Ohio State. They beat Texas A&M, and then they beat Ole Miss. And you know what the crazy damn thing was going into last night's game? All I kept thinking about was, Miami beat Ohio State, and they beat Texas A&M, but they lost to freaking Duke in the ACC championship game. Don't ever forget that. Ole Miss put up a fight, but they were definitely outclassed. Miami looked like a freaking NFL team out there last night, and their defense sold them out in the end. And that's all it was, man. The defense sold them out in the end. Carson Beck got his shit off with that last-minute touchdown, and there they go. So it is what it is, man. You win some, you lose some. Can't do shit about it. So I got a pretty good video that I'm working on for you guys. I doubt that I get it up today because I am going to be on the job site. I'll be filming a lot from the job site. I can't wait to share this one with you. There were 2 prospects that came through yesterday. One of them was the real estate man. One of them was a previous customer we built a carport for. And then big-ass drywall job for the real estate man. Pretty substantial brick repair job for the carport guy. Not sure if we're going to get that one just yet, but we definitely got the drywall job. So there we go. Lieutenant Dan says, I'm tired of hearing about crackhead Michael Irvin. Yeah, I don't know what drugs, buddy. I'm kidding. Shout out to Michael Irvin, man. I don't care. You know what? He's the alum. Michael Irvin is the freaking Matthew McConaughey for Texas. Michael Irvin for Miami. I like Michael Irvin. He's got the energy. He's out there supporting the team. That's his team, and that's what you do. You live and die for these teams. That college shit is serious. You never forget where you came through. So I ain't got nothing against him. And, forgive me for the crackhead comment. There's a lot of people who say that he looks like he's on drugs. I saw the NFL meme page. They posted a picture of him with white substance all around his nose, talking about him at the game last night. Who knows, Got to stay with your home team. True Blue says, Indiana going to smoke Miami. We got to see Indiana get there first. Okay? Oregon could pull some miraculous shit. Not that I think it's going to happen. Not that I think that that's going to happen. Personally, I still believe that Indiana is the team to beat at this point. But again, we're talking about them Cinderella stories. And that shit is, insane. But anyways, yeah, man. So that bummed my wife out big time. I'm sure her family was super bummed out behind that shit too. But it's football, and shout out to Ole Miss. They gave it their all, man, but they were just outclassed out there, man. Miami was just a bigger, stronger freaking team, and their defense, I knew Miami's defense was like that. They was coming at Trinidad. They was trying to put hands all over that man. They wanted to touch him. They wanted to hit him. They wanted him to know that they were there, and they did what they needed to do. They disrupted that offense. Duke, she doesn't know about the compound all over her office carpet, but she probably does now because she might be watching this. She's probably like, what is he doing? He's live? I thought he was going to work today. Why is he sitting in a parking lot? You ever done that before in life? Acted like you were going to work and just went and sat in a parking lot all day long because you got fired or you quit your job? I did that before when I was super young. I think I was like 18 years old. I had a job at Hardee's. It was the only fast food job that I ever worked in my life. And it was a miserable 2 days of me working there. I just wasn't good at making monster burgers. Like I was not cut out for that. You can put me on any kind of a construction site and I'm going to figure it out. But put me in a freaking fast food restaurant kitchen with a hairnet on and an apron and that shit just a dinging and clicking and buzzing and the drive-through. Man, hey. That shit's like being in the trenches. I couldn't do it, man. I could not do it. The only other restaurant, I've only had 3 restaurant jobs in my entire life. That was one of them. When I was, I think, 15, I was a busboy in a Mexican restaurant, and I loved that job. Oh, my God. 15-year-old Joe around a bunch of snow bunnies? Because it was wild. There was a lot of Caucasian people that worked in this Mexican restaurant. It was like a Mexican-American restaurant. It was kind of a crazy situation. But I excelled pretty well there. We had a little tortilla machine. You just put the dough balls on the machine. It was like this big spectacle for the patrons to see. I was nice with the tortilla machine. I was nice at cleaning off them tables. So I did that job. I did Hardee's for 2 days. And then when I came home from prison, I worked at Little Caesars for like 2 shifts. And then I couldn't take it, man. I wasn't cut out for that. Beaches, I'm not white, I'm Caucasian. When I went to, Jesus Christ, I'm giving you my life book right here. When I went to middle school, I was one of only 3 white kids in my class. Now, it was 2 white guys like myself and a white girl. The white girl, she was, we stood no chance with her. But it was a very interesting dynamic. I became culturally experienced during that because I came from a predominantly white school and then I went to a school where I was the only white kid essentially. But I'll never forget this other white guy. You know, he was more thug life for life than I was. And I was trying to adjust and, get in where I fit in. But he made a comment to me one day. He said, hey, yo, I ain't even white though. I said, what you mean? I mean, shit, by my clock, you certainly are. He said, nah, man, I ain't even white though. I'm Caucasian. And he said that shit like he was fucking Italian or something. I was like, Caucasian? I think that was the first time I had ever heard that. But, oh, God, my head. What's going on? That shit just felt like my whole head went into a vice. Not so sure about that. Hey, Redskin Chris, sorry I probably ran you under the bus last night when you were asking me about the game. Sorry about that. I was embarrassed by that. That's why I don't like to give my opinion, because oftentimes my opinion, if you ever ask me for advice, just do the polar opposite of what I recommend. Just do the polar opposite of what I recommend. It's usually that way. Derek, what's going on with your brother? Shout out to you. So, It's nice to have some work. It's nice to get the fellas back to work again today. I had a really interesting conversation last night. I met a new person through this video stuff, and I'm not going to go too deep into that per se, just because of the fact that this person's not about the social media stuff at all, but it is another work possibility. Who knows? Maybe I'll get a chance to share something in relation to that, but we're in the very early stages of conversation, so, we'll see. But we're always looking for more work, and especially at the beginning of the year when work is super slow, you're trying to get all that you can get. Oh, shit, there go them son of a bitches right there. Not my guys, but there's a van over there pulling up. You can see the ladder up top. Well, you can't even see the van, actually. There's a ladder behind that black or whatever that is. The guys are getting out, walking into the store right now. I used to sub for that company, and, well, they weren't shit. Duke says, did you see the road rage shooting yesterday? I did not. I did not see that. I've been following the Minnesota stuff going on out there. Highland, shout out to you, man. Appreciate that right there. Yeah, I've been following all the wildness going on in Minnesota, and it's a screwed up situation all the way around the board. It's heavily political. It's heavily just bad. It's bad. It's bad. The woman who got shot by the ICE agents, it's just bad. No matter how you feel about it, it's just bad. And, you know, I ain't going to go too deep on it, but I have been following it, and it is crazy. Some of this video that you see coming out, for example, I saw a video. I'm just waiting for Minnesota to just set it off, you know, set it off. Because that's what it's on the cusp of. But, you know, no matter how you feel about the situation where the agent shot that woman, it's a tragic situation. She was a mother, you know, whatever. But I saw a video yesterday, man, where this officer, I don't know if he had to be an ICE agent, because the chief of police of Minnesota came out and said that they're not going to, you know, deal with any of that. They don't stand with it, whatever. So you've got this state that's completely divided between state and a federal level. So you see this video of this officer who kicks over this candle at this little makeshift memorial for this woman. And this guy is like, yo, what are you doing? And the officer gets in the guy's face and is telling him to back up, back up, back up. And I'm like, yo, man, these dudes is just out here. These officers are just out here really egging this shit on. You know, this should be a situation that is, and there's no good outcome from this. There's no good outcome from this. Hey, Gerald, shout out to you, man. I saw that dono from yesterday. I want to give you a really special shout out for that. I know I had been giving you some shit in the comments, but clearly I was in the wrong in relation to that. Thank you, man. It's just wild to see all the crazy shit going on. Was all this mess in Minnesota over the deporting Somali? I mean, Minnesota got a lot of wild shit going on. You know, before this incident, you had the daycare situation. And I don't know, you know, think about this. Was it the daycare situation that escalated this? Was ICE already boots on the ground, heavily like going prior to this massive viral hit piece that this guy creates about the child care facilities in Minnesota? Because, you know, that brought a lot of attention. You know, they stopped all the funding and all of that. But I don't know what was going on with the ICE situation prior to that. But I've just been seeing some wild takes on things, you know, since the woman lost her life. Interesting component to it, and I didn't even know. You know, she graduated from a local school in my area called Old Dominion University in 2020. I didn't know she lived in Virginia or anything like that. But super sad. They did the GoFundMe. The GoFundMe's probably over $1 million at this point. I know it was close to that yesterday. Just wild. Very, very wild situation. Hey, remember what it do? Shout out to you. Gerald says you're near Somalia right now. Hard to stay up on stateside stuff, man. It's freaking going crazy over here is what it's doing, man. Shout out to you being way the hell over there. K Schwizzle, what it do? Appreciate you guys. Yeah, Gene and Jason should be here pretty soon. We'll go get all this damn drywall that we got to get loaded up. So there's that. Who do I got tonight? I mean, I'm not going to bet against Indiana. That's for damn sure. I ain't going to bet against Indiana. I think it's going to be a high-scoring affair. Indiana can put up a lot of points. I don't think Oregon goes out without a fight. I think the over's probably a lock. Should I go double or nothing tonight? The crazy thing was I had $200 in my my account that was frozen from the Ohio State game. I was trying to bet the Ohio State game, and I wasn't able to do so. So I still had this 200 in there, and I was like, well, shit, man, let me just bet this on Ole Miss, bet with the heart. But I think I could put another 200 on the over and take Indiana, whatever the point spread is. It's got to be 7. 7.5 is probably what the point spread is on that game. I think Indiana's good with the 7.5, if that's what it is. And then take the over. That'd be a nice little lick right there. I might be able to get back. Sparger, what's going on with you? True Blue, gonna live stream the job. I don't know. So here's the thing. This is not like a job that we've done prior, because this is at Buddy's office. His office had a situation. They had a massive water leak, and they had to tear the whole ceiling. It's 3.5. There go the fellas right there. Oh, man, I love Indiana with 3.5. Damn. I ought to put some respect on Oregon's name. The fellas just pulled up. We got to get ready to run up in here. In terms of live stream from this job site, I don't know, because I don't know if the real estate man is going to be hanging out all day here with us while we do this. He definitely seems like he wants to, because he didn't want to give me the key to this place. Yeah, man. Hey, look, appreciate you guys taking the time. I'm going to have more content coming. Very soon I'll have that video, hopefully either this evening or tomorrow. You guys will be seeing the video of everything that's been going on as of late. And if I get the opportunity to live stream from this job, I just might do so. Y'all have a great one. Happy Friday to you guys. I'll talk with you again real soon. And until then, peace.